Connoisseur. I am so excited to have a special guest today, Melissa55. Well, that's her YouTube channel. Her name's Melissa from Melissa55. And I have been such a fan of hers for so long, and I've been wanting to chat with her on the blog for so long, and she's here. So welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm the one that's a huge fan of yours. I've read your book, and when I started communicating with you, I was such a fangirl of yours that it was like, I went and told my husband she talked to me. I was so excited. So thank you so much for letting me do this with you. I appreciate it.
Oh, this is so fun. I am so excited for this, and I can't wait. I have so many questions to ask you. And this is like our first time chat. Oh, we've actually chatted before, haven't? Well, we've texted each other, and I don't know. Yeah.
And yeah, you were kind enough to play the piano on my Christmas one.
That's right. I love that. That's right. So I'm going to leave Melissa's channel below. You must check out her channel. You must subscribe to her channel. Her theme for her channel is after 60s beauty. But it's really for women of all ages. Obviously I've been watching it for a long time, and I just get so much out of it. So it's not only for women over 60. Melissa, she empowers women. She has such a positive attitude and such a good insight on beauty and style and so many other things. So you must subscribe.
That means a lot to me. It really touches me. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of questions to ask.
Okay.
And we could just start chatting and everything. So just so that people can get to know you better.
My girlfriend. I feel like I'm in the same room talking with my girlfriend.
I know. Okay, so the first question I have for you is, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel?
I watched someone called Tammy Uppy, and she was a mature woman. Mm-hmm. And I was so inspired by her that it sort of inspired me too. And back when I did start, there were not a ton of women that were over 40 even were doing YouTube. And so I thought, older women like to look pretty too. And just because we reach a certain age, our feelings don't change. And so it is important for all of us to still feel our very best, I think, as we get older. So Tech inspired me, and I just started really thinking about it. So
yeah, and I'm always so fascinated by that because you always wonder, why does someone choose to do YouTube? It's not the easiest life.
It's very. I don't think people realize how time consuming it is,
yes,
and how hurtful it can sometimes be.
Yes.
Even,
Yeah, just putting yourself out there, and normally, a large majority of viewers are supportive, and then you get those ones that just make you think, why am I doing this? I could have an easy life where nobody attacks me. Right?
Other things to do.
Okay, so the second part of that question is, what challenges have you faced doing YouTube, and what are the best parts of YouTube?
The best part are the women, just meeting, talking, and getting so much encouragement. And I've learned so much. Mm-hmm. And also, I think it's really good for women, especially as we age, to push ourselves and to learn new. I mean, when I was young, there was no such thing as internet or computer or anything like that. So I have had to push myself to learn these things, and I think it's been very, very good for me. The negatives are, my family doesn't like me doing it.
Oh, really?
My children especially. My husband's okay. My children,
Oh, why?
No. Well, they don't. My daughter especially is very much she's very, very natural, and so she doesn't feel like that, I should, not that I shouldn't be talking about makeup and everything so much, but that there are other things that are just as important or more so than me talking about makeup. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, and I spend a lot of time doing it. So I think that, that is a factor in it too. So
yeah. Well, I understand. I understand. And I think, I think my family's pretty supportive of it, but there's certain things I choose. Like I don't put my children on the camera that much, just because I'm quite protective of them, and there's so many evil people out there.
Yeah,
You know, so I hear you. And, you know, to be honest, I spend so much time doing YouTube as well, and I try to not spend so much time doing it. I try to condense, you know, the hours, or I do it after the kids go to sleep and everything, but I'm sure my children would feel the same way. Like, stop doing YouTube and spend more time with us and everything. So I can understand that. Okay, so let's talk about beauty routine. So I wanted to ask you, has your beauty routine changed dramatically over the years, or have you kept the same routine, would you say?
You know, mine has not changed dramatically. And I have mentioned this before. When I was 21 years old, I had just had a baby. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I know this sounds weird. I thought, what do I want to look like when I'm 90? You know, kind of, you know, do I want to, what can I start doing now to my skin and things like that? So I was very interested in skincare very young. So I started, when Retin-A first became popular, I started, and that was back in the 80s.
Wow.
So using the Retin-A consistently since the 80s. So it has stayed the same, pretty much. You know, I may have added tweaks things a little bit, but it's been consistent.
I love that you thought about that when you were a young woman, because most young people don't think about what they, you know, and they'll go tanning without sunblock or.
Yeah. And you know, Jennifer, it wasn't in a superficial way.
Right.
It was in a way like I realized I never had wanted to have, back then it was just you had facelifts. I never wanted to have facelifts or anything done. So I thought, how do I just do the best I can as I get older? And so that sort of was something that I thought about.
It's so smart. I mean, I think, you know, young people do need to think about that. We're going to live a long time, hopefully. And so with everything, with finances, with beauty, with everything, you have to think about, okay, what's the long-term goal here? So I think that that's really smart.
You do. You have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I remember in one of your earlier videos, and you were talking about your skincare tips, and I never forgot this. And you said you didn't use moisturizer.
No, I do not. I do not use moisturizer.
And you still don't use moisturizer.
No, I don't like it.
That's amazing.
Well, there's a theory behind that.
Okay, tell us.
The theory is I use a lot of Obagi products. Dr. Obagi is a well-respected dermatologist. I think he lives in California.
Okay.
And his theory was, I don't know if it has changed, but back then his theory was your skin gets lazy. It can get lazy if it depends on moisturizer. So if your skin could talk, it would say, oh, well, we've got plenty of moisturizer. We don't need to produce our own collagen. We don't need to produce our own oils or anything like that. So, you know, she's moisturizing us. We're okay. But if you deny that, his theory was, your skin will start acting more like younger skin, or producing moisture and collagen and just more maintaining itself more rather than depending on something. So I thought that was very interesting.
That makes so much sense to me. It does.
And actually, my skin will tend to get too heavy and sag if I put a lot of heavy moisturizers on it. So I just don't.
And what kind of skin do you have? Do you have dry, oily, or combination?
Very normal.
Normal.
I think it has stayed very normal all these years. I will get a little bit, you know, oil. I cannot say the word oil because I'm from the South. So, but, you know, it has gotten a little greasier. With all this heat, it will.
Yeah.
But it's just basically normal skin. And I think because of the routine that I have, that I'm constantly going through an exfoliation process, that it has sort of kept it the same level of moisture in it.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's worked for you. Your skin looks amazing. So maybe that's something that we should all try. My number one skincare tip that I always tell people is that I only cleanse once at night. I don't do it in the morning. So for me, it's kind of a similar principle where there's no need to for me to strip my skin of any more oil. So when I wake up, I just put water on my face, and then I do put a moisturizer, or it usually has an SPF. So do you wear an SPF?
I do.
Yeah.
I found one from Shiseido that I like real well.
Okay.
And it is actually more like a BB cream, and I put that on underneath.
I love BB creams. I need to go back to using BB creams. You're getting me all back into it.
I don't usually use them, but I wanted some extra protection, so I did use that. But yeah, with the sun down here, living in the South, I have to. I put sunscreen all over my husband just came in. Sorry.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah, she's like, who's that? She said, yeah, he's out working in the yard. He's into a
hi. My husband might be walking around in the background too, so it's Saturday morning. Okay.
But anyway, I make sure that I use sunscreen, even if I'm staying inside, if it's cloudy. Almost if I'm sick with a virus, I will still put sunscreen
really?
on. Yeah. I always make sure to do that.
I'm not as good with wearing SPF, I have to be honest. If it's cloudy, I don't do it, even though I know you still get the UV rays. And I only really do it in the summertime. I know that's bad, so I should probably fix that. But I found a natural one recently that I like, so I should probably start wearing it more. Yeah.
What is it?
My Shell. Have you heard of My Shell Dermaceuticals?
I have.
Yeah.
Is it greasy feeling?
It's not greasy. And what they have this thing that I love. It's tinted and it's a stick. Yeah. And so then I don't have to wear makeup necessarily if I'm like in a rush. Yeah. And then I always wonder what you do if you apply your makeup and then you go out all day. And then what do? Do you put sunblock on top of and then rub it all in?
Well, if I'm going to be out, I have a little stick too from Neutrogena that I use, and I keep it in my purse. And if I'm going to be out, like if we're going to 4th of July celebration or something, I will just keep applying it over it because I don't care if it messes up makeup.
Yeah.
You know, I put on sunglasses, I don't care.
Right.
You know?
And I usually wear a hat too.
Yeah, just whatever, you know. Just the protection is the most important thing rather than messing up makeup. I figure I've got a lipstick and eye makeup, so whatever with the face makeup,
When I was in my 20s, or teens, probably 17 onward, this is crazy. I can't believe I did this. I did not wear sunblock. I would get the tan because I tan really easily.
Yeah.
So I would, in my bathing suit, I would just get tan. I'd maybe wear like an SPF 4. I'm dying. I'm like, why was I doing that? It's crazy. Now I cover myself up like with the hat and the sunglasses. So.
Well, when I was a teenager, we used to get on people's roofs and put aluminum foil laying like.
That's like in the movies.
Foil, and just to attract the sun, with iodine and baby oil.
Yes, I probably did that too. I did a lot of weird things. I used one time when I was a teenager, I ironed my hair. This was I'm like, was the flat iron not invented yet? What was it? I remember putting my hair on the ironing board.
It must be a very recent thing because you were young. Yeah. But I did that, and then I would wrap it around my head to keep it straight while I slept.
The crazy things that we do, right?
I would have loved to have had a flat iron in high school.
Me too.
I would have loved that.
I know. My hair gets so frizzy. So I would have loved it. Okay, what other questions? This is so much fun. Okay.
Fun.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, what would you tell yourself at 20 if you could give yourself advice? So it doesn't have to be beauty related, but it could be whatever. What would you tell yourself that you wish you knew when you were 20?
I wish that I had realized I didn't have to have a boyfriend. And I thought I did. And if I didn't get asked out, I would, by boys, I would be upset. I didn't have enough in me to realize I don't need a boyfriend. I don't need a boy to ask me out. I'm going to have fun with my girlfriends.
That's so wise.
There's a little bit of a status symbol, to have your boyfriend and wear his ring and all that kind of stuff. And I wish I hadn't felt that way.
Do you know, I agree. I wish I would have told myself that too. I think young girls are just, a lot of them can just be obsessed with keeping up with everybody, and having that, someone likes me. Yeah. Validation.
Exactly. And I think actually my parents let me date too early. They should have waited till I was at least 16, I feel like. Yeah. All my friends were going on car dates, and that's why they let me. But I don't think that that's good. I mean, my mind about that, So.
Yeah, I didn't start dating till I was 18, but only because no one would really date me. I'm not kidding. I was but that was okay. But even then, I don't know, like all throughout college and everything, I just wish that I I totally agree with you. So young ladies, if you're listening to this, I hope you take heed.
I wish I hadn't had put so much emphasis on men, you know, and men are wanting to be loved. I should have loved myself more, I guess.
Oh, I love that. I totally agree with you. That's so good.
Thank you.
Okay, and now I love this. So sometimes you put posts on Instagram and everything, and I'll leave her Instagram below, about how women over 50 are depicted in the beauty industry.
I'm doing a video on that today.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see it, because I love hearing what you have to say, because it's crazy. The ads that you see out there, and the airbrushing, and it just, there's so much, it's so deep, and it reaches so much into our psyche. So what do you have to say about that? I don't want to take away from your video, but just give us like a teaser.
The video is actually about Isabella Rossellini, and Lancome has just hired her again after rejecting her and firing her when she was 42. So
how could you fire Isabella Rossellini? That's just crazy to me.
She made a video on it that I will tell you about the video. And she made a video saying they actually told her nobody is interested in somebody older. You know, they want to see younger. They want to see younger, and that was the mindset then. And you see it on Instagram and stuff, and with all the face tuning and all that kind of stuff, and even young people do it, and they look their best. You know, they're 21-year-old face tuning their skin.
I know.
I don't know. It's just that kind of bothers me a little bit. Yeah. It makes me sad.
Me too. There's not that many women over 50 as far as beauty role models in the industry. It's like they're discarded and finished, and then we're looking at 17-year-olds. Yeah,
it's the Jenner girls.
Yeah.
Come right out and say, because I did a video on that too.
Yeah.
It's very sad. But what I love about Isabella Rossellini is that she has had nothing done to her face. She has her wrinkles. In fact, she said in her video, "Have you seen me lately, Lancome? I didn't get younger. I got a lot older looking. Are you sure you still want me?" You know.
Oh, I have to see that video.
Yeah, they said yes, and she says it all in her beautiful accent. You know. That she has.
Well, she's so elegant, and her and Catherine Deneuve, and I'm trying to think of all the, the role models, beauty role models for over 50s.
I have to say that my husband has a huge crush on Catherine Deneuve, so I think it's lovely that he has a crush on someone that is older.
Yes, yes.
Someone so younger, so I think that's kind of nice.
And it's so crazy that the beauty industry would just disregard that entire, what am I trying to say? Not market, I guess, of older women. They're the ones with the money anyway. Who's going to buy the products?
They're looking to, and I heard someone say, I was buying something actually from Lancome the other day, and I heard a woman in front of me saying, "I'm going through a divorce. I need to start my life over again."
Oh.
She was looking to buy products. So she was like, "Oh, okay, this is, I want to look good now. I'm going to redo myself." And so I think a lot of women are go through that as they get older. I'm going to reinvent myself, and they need the cosmetics to do it. So these companies need to start realizing.
I know. Yes.
They need people to represent them.
Absolutely.
Elizabeth Hurley. Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she's fired by Estee Lauder, so.
She was fired by them?
Yeah, they don't use. I think that maybe, I'm not sure that they have gone back to using her again. I hope so. But yeah, she was the face of Estee Lauder for years until they went younger, so.
Yeah. Well, I think you should start your own line, and you could be the face of your own line. Have you ever thought about doing that?
No. No, I just wouldn't be good at stuff like that, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I would be more excited to write a knitting pattern than I would.
Well, you could be the face of the knitting pattern then, of the knitting company.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a good one here. So I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but what are 3 beauty products that you could not do without? Or Retinas. Okay.
Vitamin C serum.
Yes.
And can't say 4.
You can say 4.
There's 2 Obagi products, and I don't mean to talk about a line. I have nothing to do with Obagi. You know, I'm not representing them or anything. But the Obagi that you mix with the retin-A, it's called Clear at night. And then the Obagi Expiderm, it's an acid that you put on in the morning after after my vitamin C serum.
Oh, okay. So, how do you spell Obagi for people who are going to look it up?
Obagi.
Obagi. Okay. Yeah, I need to look it up. Okay, good. So they're all kind of skincare related, your top beauty picks.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should be sunscreen, but I would give up my sunscreen and just wear a hat and, cover my stuff and that type of thing.
So I don't use Retin-A. So can you tell people who don't know much about it why do you use it and how and all that?
It used to be an acne treatment, back in the late 70s, I think, and early 80s. And then they discovered, I guess, older people that had cystic acne or hormonal acne tried it, and they realized they got rid of their wrinkles too. So they started doing a lot of testing on it, and then it became medically accepted that this was the product that, yes, you can see a difference medically, microscopically, every way that it does actually get rid of wrinkles. It exfoliates.
Okay.
And when you first start using it, it's a very strong product. You peel, and I'm peeling right now. You still peel periodically.
I can't see, but
but I don't care.
Yeah.
It does. You peel, and it can be harsh, but you're doing a constant exfoliation, so that younger acting skin that is down below the fresher skin down below is exposed. And if you do use Retin-A, I do want to say this, you have to wear a sunscreen. You just have to, because the newer skin is exposed to the sun and you have to protect it.
Okay, that's good advice.
Never go on Retin-A, Jennifer. You have to get in the habit.
Okay, I know, right? Well, I can't do it right now because I'm pregnant. You probably can't wear Retin-A when you're pregnant.
It's absolutely, yes, it is counterindicated for pregnancy and breastfeeding.
And breastfeeding. So I'll have to wait a long time. But after that, I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Well, you've got beautiful skin. Just protect your skin. Just wear your sunscreen.
My skin is actually, I'm very happy with it now. I had tumultuous skin problems throughout my teens and 20s. Yeah. I had a lot of acne, just constant. And I kept thinking, as I get older, I'm not going to have it anymore. But I remember even on the eve of my wedding, I think it was from stress, but I had all these breakouts on my chin in the weirdest place, that I never got, like a beard. And I was so upset. I was like, why? Right for my wedding day am I having these? But anyway, the makeup artist covered them up. You couldn't see them at all in pictures.
But it had to be stress.
It was stress. Yeah. And then I would say, as I got older, I thought, I'm just not going to have acne anymore. And then that wasn't the case. And I remember there's a story in Lessons from Madame Chic about how I had a pimple on my nose and it was big. And I was talking to my art history professor and he was just looking at he was just I'm like, this is before. It's funny. I didn't really start wearing makeup until I was in my 20s. I didn't really wear it, which is fine because, I don't think young people need it at all. And I didn't need it.
I think it's more for fun.
It's for fun. I have fun doing it and I don't wear it every day. Do you wear makeup every day?
I do, but I'm of that generation that we did. I started wearing makeup when I was 14.
Yeah.
And have pretty much worn it every day.
Yeah.
I used to wear false eyelashes to high school.
Oh, really? I love it.
But we all did, and that was sort of my generation, so I think I've just gotten in the habit doing that. Now, my daughter is the complete opposite. She does not wear anything.
Yeah.
Very natural, and, so.
This is your daughter that I have a lot in common with, right?
Yes. In other ways, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yes, you have a lot.
I know. I want to meet her. She sounds so cool.
A lot of the same philosophies that you do, especially with children.
Yeah. Oh, good. And how many grandchildren do you have?
I have 7.
7. Wow. So they must keep you busy.
Yes. And actually, I have an older, my first grandchild, this is getting back to the one negative about YouTube. I have a grandchild that is adopted, and she is Black. Mm-hmm. And I showed her picture on Facebook, and I got some very racist comments, and that killed me. That was the worst of doing YouTube, Facebook, whatever, was reading those comments. So that, I will take it back. The very worst was of doing YouTube was reading those comments. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I just got the chills when you said that. It's just so...
I never realized that such racism still existed in this world today, but I guess it does. So
that's so ugly. Yeah. I know. That's why I don't want to put my I put my children on briefly, like they'll make a little cameo at the end of the video, but I am so, and they want to be in the videos. It's so funny. And I have so many ideas, like, oh, we could do cooking together. I do so much with my girls, and I want to include them. But if one person says one thing about my child, I get so mad. I just don't want to hear it. I'm like, how can you talk about a child like that, you know?
Would say, what's wrong with your child that she's got thin hair? Or
exactly. Someone would criticize how they look, or not that nobody's done that to my children, but I'm just, I'm like, don't even go there. So I'm not even putting them up. I'm protecting them. So,
I didn't mean to get off on that, but that was that is being a negative of doing YouTube comments about Rachel. So we just hide them now and protect them. So
it's the best thing, I think. You should see some of the comments I get are just really. Have you ever done a live stream on your channel?
No, I haven't. I've been on other people's live streams. My friend Mary, she does live streams, and I've been on one of hers. But
you should do a live stream. I just started doing them.
I'm too nervous. Is that nervous?
I'm not nervous I was nervous about the technical difficulties, which I had. And so there was my first one, I was on there for 20 minutes with no sound while all these people were watching me. It was so embarrassing. That's what I'm nervous about. But I don't know why I thought of that. Oh, yeah. When I'm on the live stream, there's a chat section and you can see people talking. And so some of the trolls come out on the chat and I'm just like, go away, blah. I mean, just saying the most horrific things. I'm like, please, just
don't do this.
Why? Why? Who are these people?
I know it. I know.
And it's like we're like women's channel. I mean, there's nothing really that controversial about what we do. I mean, sometimes I talk about controversial things.
Exactly.
Okay, so you told us what you would tell yourself when you were 20. What do you want to tell women who are over 50? Anything encouraging or inspirational or motivating words of wisdom?
I'm not sure I'm going to give motivational inspiration or anything like that, but I really think that it's important as we get older to stretch ourselves and have goals. Just because you're older doesn't mean you can't have goals. I think goals, and even if they're small goals, I think that a lot of older people lose goals, and they lose it sort of gives them a reason to not be as happy as they possibly could be if they're not working towards something or looking forward to something or being excited about something. I think that that's very important to do that and to realize that just because here's the thing, Jennifer, just because a woman gets older, their feelings don't change. I feel the same way about things as I did when I was in my 20s or 30s. I still want to feel my best. I still want to be attracted to my husband. I still think my husband, his heart makes me, when he comes in the room, my heart leaps, that type of thing. These things don't change just because we get older. And so I would encourage, women to try to,
not give up.
I want to say, to stretch themselves and to realize that, we can still feel pretty. I think that's kind of what I would say. We still want to feel pretty as we get older, and that's okay. That's okay to do that, to still want to look. We don't have to cut our hair, or we don't have to let it go gray, or anything like that. We don't have to wear frumpy clothes. We can still be attractive and look as attractive as we want to, if they're comfortable doing that. Everybody should always feel comfortable.
Absolutely, if you want to. And there are some women who don't care about that, and that's fine too. then there are women who do care, and I feel like sometimes they feel guilty because they're like, oh, I shouldn't care. But it's just a matter of what I think, what makes you feel comfortable and good and presentable. And I always talk about look presentable always on the channel because I think that's important. I think in society, people are really letting themselves go. And I talk about that a lot, where especially with dress and clothing. And, you know, of course, we all have our off days. But what I notice is a trend of just yoga pants every day. And I don't know if it's like that where you are. I'm in California, and
here in this, you know, especially in the summertime, it's so hot that it's a lot of my friends that are quite a bit older than me wear sundresses all the time, and I mean above the knee.
Yeah,
it's really cute because they're pretty fit, and, you know. Yeah.
I feel more comfortable. I mean, I'm not saying I feel more comfortable in dresses because they're more presentable. I feel more comfortable in a dress. I just wouldn't feel comfortable in the tight yoga pants and the short top. I don't understand that at all. I would feel so uncomfortable out in public. But it's just different for every woman.
Yeah. This time it's not going to be shown in public.
No. I mean, everyone is different. But I just, that's what I don't understand, where I feel like, you know, how do I say this? I always get people who get angry when I talk about this. But for example, again, I'm talking about in the book, I talked about a woman who was walking and she looked really presentable and nice, but she had a big hole in the back of her pants.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and you could see, and so it's like, it's almost like people don't look at what they look like from behind. I think that's an important thing as well. And
I always do that, and it's scary to do that.
You have to look at yourself from all angles, if for no other reason than you might have a hole in your trousers, you know. But I think a lot of people don't, and I'm not saying I look amazing always from behind.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. But I think that, yes, I think, you know, as women get dressed today, I don't know. I just think that it's good to try to look presentable and just not succumb to the casualness of society. It's just become so casual. Even if you walk into a store and there's retailers there, or people who work in the store, and you're just like, why are you dressed? You look like you're in your pajamas. You know, I don't know. I just really like to fight back against that because I just don't see it getting any better, you know.
But my daughter lived in Seattle for quite a while, and so she and I were actually talking about that. And she said, well, I blame Bill Gates. And I said, you do? She said, yeah. I said he would always come to, like, go to the opera or something like that in jeans. Oh. Whereas never had done that before, and so everybody started doing that.
Yes.
I said, yeah, well.
Yeah, I think it's Silicon Valley is to blame with all their hoodies and their never dressing up for anything.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody saying that.
No, I know. But I think, listen, someone has to talk about it, and apparently it's me. So someone has to talk. I know there's a lot of people who agree with us, I think. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying never. Because, you know, women go to the gym, and then they have to run errands, and that's fine. Yeah. But I did a video about how I've been, you know, whenever I go to a nice restaurant, I've been kind of seeing people in their exercise clothes, and that did not used to happen. I mean, back in the 80s, even in the 90s, you would dress presentably if you were going to a nice restaurant, you know? And if you're at a beach cafe or something like that, then you can be totally casual. But just...
casual. I don't want to see anybody in the ladies.
No, I don't either.
And you know what? See, going to a nice restaurant, because I always, you know, I'll do my nighttime makeup and I'll do my hair, you know, roll my hair and wear, you know, something a little cuter or something like that, or try to. And then I see somebody that doesn't, and it just takes away the specialness of it.
Yeah, I feel like that at the theater. You know, when you go to the ballet or a theater production or something, you know, I think that people, out of respect for the performers, and because so much goes into it, that they should try to dress nicely. So yeah, I took my daughters to the ballet twice this year, and I thought everyone looked so nice. It was lovely. Like everyone in the audience it just made it special, you know? So that's good news to report. Sometimes I have bad news to report, but that's good. But you know, graduations, I always tell parents, dress up for your children. When you see your children in a recital or a graduation, you know, show the respect there. So yeah. Okay, before we go, I want to talk about you. You live in a Victorian house, and I'm obsessed with Victorian houses.
Really?
I am. I've always wanted to live in one.
Aww. Well, it has its ups and downs.
What?
I love downs. It has its ups and downs.
Oh, okay. I can imagine. Yeah.
Smaller rooms, a lot of rooms, but they're smaller, but you know, it has its charms too. And we have not quite completed. If you can see, this is in my kitchen. We have not finished redoing the kitchen yet, but the other rooms we flew to San Francisco and looked at some of the painted ladies there. And then there was a wallpaper company that still handprints the wallpaper by hand. And so we did the wallpaper for all the rooms, and that helped us with it. And I've got wallpaper on my ceilings, like some of the tables.
You and I love wallpaper. I love wallpaper.
I do too.
That's why I want a Victorian house, because I love, in the modern houses, like in the room I'm in right now, the ceilings are really high and it would look weird. And then all the rooms kind of flow together. But in my house, but I like how in Victorian houses, there's the kitchen and then there's this room, and I love that.
Yeah, there is. And so you can, I tried to make the wallpaper flow from room to room, but you can do the different rooms. Yeah, I was very inspired by the painted ladies in San Francisco. Are you still recording?
Yeah, I am. It's put up a message on the screen that says, take a snapshot and share it to chat. I don't know why it's telling me that, but I'm like, don't stop recording yet. Yeah. Okay, and then what else did I want to ask you? Oh, so you mainly do style and beauty. I've always wanted you to do cooking videos and home videos. Would you ever do that type of thing?
I'm not a great cook.
Really?
No. I can follow a recipe. Like, my daughter is just such a wonderful cook, and we are a gluten-free family.
Right. Is everybody gluten-free?
Everybody's pretty much gluten-free. My husband's not, but he has to be, you know, and my son-in-law isn't, but he sort of has to be too. It's just sort of have to run through the family where we all, even the grandkids, we just need to be. And so she's just like created all these wonderful recipes for gluten-free food and stuff. And if I don't have a recipe in front of me to follow, I cannot cook. I cannot do it.
Well, especially if you're trying to be gluten-free, you do have to kind of follow a recipe unless you're really...
been that way.
Yeah, okay.
Always been that way. If it doesn't say add 2 eggs and 1 thing of tomato paste, I'm lost. What to do, so I don't. Not as much, but I might think about doing that. Yeah. My husband's good. He's a good cook.
Oh, yeah. And your husband's name is Doug, right?
His name's Doug.
Yeah, because I always want to say, there's a famous toy company called Melissa and Doug. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yes, we buy all our toys there.
I love when you do videos with him. He's so great.
Oh, thank you.
So tell him I said hi.
I will. Thank you. I've been blessed. We've both been blessed, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so this video is not too, I could talk to you for hours, but...
Well, I'll talk to you for hours too. Thank you so much.
I know. Thank you so much for being on here. Will you come back again?
Anytime that you want me to. Anytime. If you are in Tennessee, you have to come by and see me.
You know what? I have always wanted to go to Tennessee. I've always wanted to live in Tennessee. It's so weird. I don't know why. I've never even been there.
It's a great place.
I know. That's what I hear.
Tax.
Yes.
Tax.
I think that's why I want to live there.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah, so I will definitely visit you if I ever come to, and you visit me if you come to California.
I will do that.
Oh, it's such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, you must subscribe to Melissa's channel. Check her out. I'll leave all of her info below. And thank you so much for joining us today on the Daily Connoisseur. I'll see you soon.